What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Rails. My name is Mark. With me always is Dave. And as you may or may not know, Off the Rails is a recovery podcast dedicated to ending the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. Dave, what's happening, man?
Oh man, just enjoying a beautiful day here. Super Bowl Sunday as we record today. Um, Beautiful day out here in Batchewana, and yeah, can't complain too much.
You know what my first thought right now is about it being Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah,
Is that we've been recording for over a year,
yeah,
which is pretty cool.
yeah. I
We're
had
on a
that
year
thought.
now.
Yeah, I had that thought earlier. Like we did that video last year, remember, for the Super Bowl, like that
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
And part of me feels like it doesn't feel that long ago.
No.
Part of me does, but like
Mhm.
for sure it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It was a year ago. So
Yeah. I'm gonna share that on our Instagram now in a second.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So, Dave,
Yes,
had a
Mark.
hockey game this morning,
Yes, sir, we
a
did.
couple of
8
games
a.m.
yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your week, man.
You know, week's been good. It's tough, man. Coaching 13-year-olds is it's challenging at times. Trying to find a way to get them motivated the right way. And um, you know, a lot of it comes down to them and being self-motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So, we won our first game, lost in overtime the second game and lost it this morning. So all in all, like not the results we wanted, but and we didn't really play well either. Like we won the first game 9-5, and we didn't really. Pucks were just kind of going in at will. Um, we didn't play all that well, so hopefully we can get out of this. And we kind of seem to be going on a bit of a roller coaster. So we got to smoothen things out here towards the end of the season. Um, so anyway, all in all, though, the week itself for me personally was good. I had my sister come out, take care of the dog, so I could do that, stay in town, and workouts have been great. And I got out here today. My two sisters were out. My three nephews, and got to hang out with them a little bit. Um, so yeah, all in all, it's been fantastic. You?
Um, Thank you for asking.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pretty good week, man. It was first full week as a stay-at-home dad.
Yes.
So and it's not even really a full-time stay-at-home dad thing. Like Rebecca's in the office. But yeah, it was challenging, but great. Shout out to any stay-at-home parent. I see you. And yeah, what else this week?
Well, I don't. What
We
you got? Something? You had something going on. I don't know if.
I
Yeah.
do. I'm gonna get right into it. We first thing though, we recorded episode 2 of season 2.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
that was awesome. Can't wait to share it with everyone. Um, and some big news. This one was fired up. Your boy had an interview on Thursday, and
Love it.
I think it went pretty well. I felt comfortable, and after it, I kind of took a moment to appreciate what this podcast has done for me.
Yeah. Do you
And
feel it helped you? Like when you were done the interview, you're like, I mean, because you have good people skills. Like, I don't know how you obviously like all a little different when we're heavily into the your addiction stages, but you ran a company before, so I know you're probably pretty damn good at it.
yeah,
Uh,
but I don't know. I look back at my former self, and I don't think I was as good at communicating as I am now. I actually know I wasn't as good, and I think that's just more comfortable with like putting myself out there and having a bit more confidence than before.
for sure.
Another thing is that like I used to be so uncomfortable with like taking a second to think about my answer, right? Like I thought like conversation had to be like boom boom type thing. but you can take a second to think, right? And I find that podcast really allows allowed me to get better at that. And I don't know if you feel that same way, but like you're able to actively listen better. And by actively listening, you can actually think about the conversation a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Like that, never wanted that awkward silence, you want to call it. Maybe it's always like trying to fill it. I find myself when I tell stories, sometimes still like in person with people, I really start kind of like rush through because I'm like, once I see all eyes are on me and everyone's listening, it's like, oh, I just want out of this.
I do the same thing, man.
So,
Like, oh, abort.
yeah, I skip over
Yeah.
some serious details, and people are probably like, "Oh, great story, Dave." But
Yeah. Get to the punchline.
yeah, but yeah, well,
But
that's awesome, man. Pumped.
yeah, I was happy about that. Now, for those of you who don't know, I don't know if I'll share this. I'll tell you anyway. We'll talk about it after. Um, so I go and sit down in this place, and I didn't say the name of the place, so I go and they put me in a room to wait in. And if you don't know this about me, I am terrified of mice.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, so I sit down in the waiting room, and I look to the left. Waiting room is probably like 7 foot by 7 foot, just like a square waiting room. I look to the left of me. There's a little like mouse trap there. I'm like, oh, what? Gross. I look to the front of me. There's one on that wall. There's one on every wall in this waiting room. I'm like,
That's
oh,
bizarre.
yeah. I'm like, oh my God. And then she's like, yeah, so you'll actually be working down in the basement. I'm like, man, if there's 4 mouse traps in the main floor, how many are in the basement? I'm like, how many mice are in this place?
Your job's actually just to catch the mice.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Well, anyway, I was panicking about that for a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
feeling all right though. Feeling all right if that
yeah,
comes to you can.
kind of overplaying it a bit.
You
I'll
know, maybe that's a face your fear too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
just be uncomfortable all day. No, most of my fear comes from sleeping and a mouse like walking on me while I'm sleeping. I know it's really
Oh,
irrational, but I would not like that.
no.
I used to be really scared of mice because I was scared I would see one and have a heart attack because I was always doing drugs, and that really scared me.
Yeah, I remember you telling a story about that. No.
Oh yeah, yeah. One time I thought there was mice all around my house. I had a roommate at the time. I like called him. I was like, "Bro, we got mice in the house. I'm so sorry," because he was like renting a room. Anyway, he came home and like I threw I threw my bed outside. I was also in psychosis, so like thought I was hearing mice and shit in the house. And yeah, drugs are bad. And yeah, just threw my bed away out on the patio. That was like a really horrible time.
Yeah,
Really embarrassing.
it's not a good spot for sure. Tossing
No,
your bed
just
out.
like walking around my house for like 3 days looking for mice. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, that happened, Dave. So
That's
was in
yeah,
Lethbridge and caught a mouse within a day, so it's not even a big deal.
yeah.
You
Yeah, the
know,
West toughened you up a bit.
I think so. I don't think that
Not
happened.
that I'm not saying that I'm
Sobriety
not
toughened
saying
me up a bit.
yeah, there you go. I'm not I don't want the East Coasters being mad at me because I know the East Coast is tough,
Yeah, they would be. They're
tough people.
proud people too.
Absolutely.
Um, then short got an email there. I was checking out. It popped up in the corner.
Yeah.
Um, then Friday, hung out with the family. Got a workout in. Swim lessons yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solo again?
Oh yeah.
What's going
Oh
on?
yeah.
I have to talk with Rebecca here. What's going
Yeah,
on
I
here?
know. And next week's last week. I guess I'm doing that one by myself too, right? But I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm just there belting out going on a shark hunt, but I'm not afraid. That's the song we sing as I'm swimming Mila through the water. So yesterday was good. Went to
Awesome.
visit the in-laws, went shopping, spent way too much money on groceries. And today, Dave, it's a great day. I hit a new PR in the gym.
Very nice. What was that? What was that for?
It was for bench. Got 370 for a single. So one step closer to my goal. Now, this is my segue into goal setting and how important goal setting is in recovery.
Yes.
But I think it's important, and I don't know if you feel this way, because it allows us to kind of focus, work towards something, and have that sense of like pride in doing something. Now, I think maybe we might wait this because I have an idea.
Okay.
So for next episode,
Yes, sir.
what are your thoughts on both of us coming up with 10 goals?
Okay.
And they got to be SMART goals.
Yep.
So we're talking specific. We're talking measurable, achievable, relevant, timely. Okay, so I want 10 goals and I want have at least one goal relate to, say, the medicine wheel of like spirituality, emotions, mental, physical. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. Yep.
And
What?
then next episode we discuss them.
I like it.
What do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
I think so too.
Now, I will say, I wrote down some goals I told you on New Year's and put them in a bottle at my sister's place. But
Oh, that's nice.
so I might use a couple of those ones, but they don't listen to the podcast anyway, so I won't ruin the surprise. Maybe they do.
I think they
But-
do. But that's okay. There's still goals, right?
Yeah, no. I just don't want to ruin this. Like once I put them in there, I didn't want anyone to know about them. But
Okay.
I'm willing to share for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a part of the I mixed it up. I thought it was accountable. It's achievable. But it could be accountable as well.
Yeah.
Share if you put it out there, you got to be accountable.
That's true. There is a thing though too, I think sometimes about like, at least it used to be like not talking about certain things, just doing it,
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
sometimes you can talk a lot about like, oh, I'm gonna work out, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But until you actually put action in one foot in front of the other, like it's all just talk.
Shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just do it. But anyway, yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm really down for that.
Sweet. So, who do you got for the Super Bowl?
It's tough, man. I think Eagles, but like you can never count on Mahomes, right? Like I don't know. I'm not the hugest football guy either. I see it's a close line. I looked on the score; it's a 1 point spread for the Eagles are 1 point favorites there. So I just hope it's a good, entertaining, close game. Is all I want. I got no skin in the game really. So, yeah, you
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
you
Eagles.
take KC, I'll take Eagles. That way, I got some.
Okay.
Unless you want Eagles, I'll take KC.
I do want the Eagles.
Okay, I'll take Casey.
Okay.
That's fine. I have no problem cheering for Mahomes. I like him. I like Kelsey.
He is dope. Great hair.
Yeah,
And
you do remind me of Mahomes.
and how do you feel about the the halftime show?
Was it Rihanna?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, she's all right.
Super cool.
I got a question for you.
Yep, I'm here.
So I was telling you early in the week, on Monday I was doing my workout. I had legs, and I didn't feel all that strong. Like I got through the workout, but I didn't feel like my strength wasn't the same as it was even the last time I did legs. And I was like, whatever, enough, just maybe off. And then as the day went on, I started to feel like I was getting sick. And so I realized that my body really, obviously was fighting something. So I wasn't up to snuff. So this comes two-part question, actually. When I used to drink, I knew when I was getting sick because alcohol wouldn't taste good. It's like your body knows. So like I would, pretty much most times be drinking daily, and I'd have a beer after work or whatever it is, and I'm just like, I know I'm getting sick. Now I'd still drink, but like I just knew it. So like I find it interesting now, like looking for that in sobriety, like knowing your body's off a little bit and like trying to get ahead of it.
Mhm.
Did you ever have anything like that? Like I know it's different, but did you tell that you were,
Yeah.
under the weather? I know it's different substance and like
Yeah.
whatever, but
Uh,
not really. It's not really kind of,
Not really, man. I felt like I was always, to be honest, I felt like I was always sick.
yeah,
I guess like I would always have like a sinus infection,
right.
right? Like I always like felt like I had a head cold.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I do
Were you
understand what
able,
you're saying though, because like I guess before I was into drugs, I do understand like the drinking side of it, where like it doesn't taste as good, or you
yeah.
feel your body like rejecting it type thing, right?
Yeah. Do you feel like you know your body a lot better now that you're like
Oh, absolutely.
recovering? It's like, and like
Yeah.
you're eating clean, and how's that going actually?
Oh, eating my diet's been, I don't think it's ever been better, to be honest. I
Yeah.
took like I've been taking my blood pressure and stuff more. I've just been like trying to be more conscious about my health, and I don't know, something different lately that I've been like thinking about is like working on longevity.
Hmm.
And like I want my blood pressure to be good, and I want my resting heart rate to be okay. And I can't wait to get back into biking to get that cardio up. Um, so like eating to me has been really important, and I've been trying to, every now and again I'll be like want something like bad to eat,
Yeah.
but I've been pretty good at it, man. Like prepping meals and eating good suppers, and I eat the same breakfast every morning. So I'm really happy, man. I feel way better, and I find when I eat something shitty, I just feel it for the next couple days.
Yeah. I know, like I was telling you before, a lot of times I'd go and stay at my sister's in town. Like I'm pretty good when I'm out here. I don't bring any like no like chips and like those are my kryptonite. So try to keep that all out of the house. But when I go in town, it's almost like a lot of times I treat it like I'm on vacation, and it's like I'd go to the store and get a big bag of chips, and
Yeah.
it's like my day off, and stupid thought process. But I don't know if it was on the Huberman podcast or what it was, but someone was talking about that, you know, that dopamine effect you get from, obviously from like drinking all that, but it's the same as from eating bad food, like that
Yeah.
dopamine
Yes.
you get right before you have it. But you also can get a dopamine rush from resisting that. And so turning that a dopamine rush from, instead of getting the chips, from resisting going and turning it down and using that as your um you know your natural high, I guess, or whatever. So I was able to do that yesterday after the game, and it helped. It was, we finished at like 8:30, and my brother-in-law had some dinner ready for me when I got to his place, so that helped. But anyways, I'm gonna try to use that and thought process to help me out with that a little bit. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I find it's like, I don't know if I'm out in town and I get like hungry, or if I don't plan my meals type thing,
Yeah.
it'll just be like a convenience thing. I'll be like hungry and I'll be like, fuck it, let's grab a burger or something like that. And I'm trying to stay away from that mindset.
Yeah. And again, I think if you have a, you know, not saying condoning it, but if you
Every
have a
now and again.
burger here and there,
Yeah. Not a big deal.
yeah. Now, my second part to that being sick thing. So question now for you in recovery, I don't know how you treat it, is I know a lot of people talk about if you have a surgery, having to take drugs for a surgery or something like that to recover.
Mhm.
What's your thoughts on like even so I took some NyQuil, right? Like does that like doing that, does that even, because that in my head that does that, like I have a hesitation with it because I'm like, man, it made me sleep pretty good. And it's like, am I gonna get kind of
Yeah.
it's a little scary to get hooked on.
I think as long as you're aware of it like that, man,
Yeah.
and like, hey, I have an addictive personality type thing, and
Yeah.
kind of nip it in the ass. Like I don't know, I've had this conversation a couple times with like back pain medication or something like that. Like I haven't had to take it, and I would be nervous about it,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't think NyQuil would be too bad. I used to love NyQuil, but
Yeah.
yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know, Dave. I got mixed opinions on it.
Yeah.
One,
I know there's worse things in the world, obviously, but
yeah,
than NyQuil, but it just
yeah, you definitely abuse it, right?
yeah,
But
it's just a, and that could be anything. Like again, it could be anything. Like you turn, you know, it could be junk food, could be whatever that you're,
yeah,
just substituting the addiction for. But
mhm,
um, that went through my head on the. Well, I will tell you though, like it worked because Tuesday I felt I was totally better.
yeah,
So
yeah. So I don't know, man. I To me, like you could abuse it, but you're also using it to help you get better. Like
yeah,
I guess in theory, I could abuse my like anxiety medication, but I don't,
right,
right?
yeah.
And I don't know because it helps me get better. It helps me be a better person. And I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I totally do.
Yeah, that's a
And
tough.
yeah,
That's a good question.
yeah, I think what you said is kind of right, bang on, and I think that's what like a professional. I don't know for sure, but I think a professional will probably tell you that is as long as you're being aware of it, it's probably number one,
Yeah,
and just going from there, right? So
sweet question.
yeah, yeah. So
So, Dave, anything else you want to?
last one, we talked Super Bowl,
Yep.
and we talked last year. We did a little video.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember what you did last year, but it doesn't really matter necessarily. What I'm saying is, what's your thought process? Again, it's a associated with a big kind of, booze, let's just say, or whatever party atmosphere a lot of times. Do you remember your thought process thinking of it last year versus this year?
Yeah, last year I actually spent. I was in Ottawa. I got to spend the Super Bowl with my good buddy and a couple of my good buddies. One of them's in recovery for 4 years. The other one just wouldn't drink around me, right? So that was great. They were awesome to spend time with. But as you know, when I was using, I was in like psychosis big time, right?
Yeah.
And man, I experienced like I guess symptoms or like psychosis aftermath like several months after, even in my sobriety, and that's pretty common. Um, so it hasn't happened in a long time, but last year during the Super Bowl, man, I was watching it. There was golf on before the Super Bowl, and it like had like a flashback type thing to like when I was in sobriety, and like everyone was like, I thought everyone was like against me, and it was like this terrifying thing. I thought I was watching like a video game on TV, and I was watching this like golf before the Super Bowl, and then I thought like I was there being set up type thing, and I was just so paranoid for the full like first bit of the Super Bowl last year till I like fucking snapped out of it, and I was telling my buddy about it when we were leaving my other friend's house. I was just like telling him about it. He's like, "Are you serious, man?" Like, I was like, "Yeah, like that is how my brain like
Yeah.
kind of plays tricks on you type thing." But since it has not happened in a long time, but it's really scary that it can happen, and that's like the effect of long-term drug use.
Yeah.
But
Not
this
good.
year,
Yeah.
feeling good.
Love it.
Going over to the in-laws and just having a bunch of food. I feel comfortable in the position that I'm in. I'm happy, and I owe a lot of that happiness to sobriety.
Hmm.
Pretty much all of that happiness to sobriety. What about you, man?
Yeah, no, I quite honestly don't know what I did last year for the Super Bowl. I think I was maybe I might have been out here. I don't recall. But
We're gonna have to watch one of our shooting sober shits from back then.
we might have to. Might
Yeah.
have to recap it. So I just one thing I thought of is like, we had done that episode and we talked about different at that time, it's pretty early. I know there was a lot of planning, maybe of your thought process of how you're going to handle things in different situations. And I think now it feels a little more um, firsthand. Like, still got to be careful and whatever, obviously, but like your exit strategy and your planning of what you're doing is just kind of like your lifestyle, I would say now.
Like second nature type thing.
Second, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm obviously not going to go to a party and not drive. I'm not going to a party tonight. I'm going to be watching it at home, Duke Barnaby and me.
Yeah.
But let's just say if I was, I would
That's a
make sure
good
I'm
group.
driving. It's a great group, great
Yeah.
crew I got.
Yeah.
But if I was going out, I second nature, I'd be driving so that I could take off whenever I wanted to. Like that's one example. So
yeah, that's a great point, man.
so yeah,
Fuck yeah. Fucking well said, dude.
you well said.
Thanks. All right, man. Anything else you want to chat about?
I think that's all I got, man.
All right,
That's all I
guys.
got.
All right.
I'm excited. I'm excited for us to get those second season going.
Yeah.
And released. I don't know. We still don't know what the date will be for the first one, but
We're getting there.
pretty soon. Yeah.
So, guys, if you like this episode, please comment, throw us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you check out next week's for mine and Dave's 10 goals. And if you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out and ask for help. I know myself and Dave will do whatever we can to help. And we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you